Maisha, and I'm the owner of Plentiful Hair Studio. I am a hair restoration and hair augmentation specialist, and I started my career doing sew-ins, and I've been, as a hair restoration specialist, I've been seeing and getting more clients who seek my services for hair restoration because they have experienced extensive damage from sew-ins. And I wanted to make this video about that. Hair extensions have been around forever and they're not going anywhere, but the damage that people are experiencing from sew-ins are from a bunch of key factors. First of all, sew-ins are not bad. They could be a good thing when done correctly and done with the care of your hair in mind. I know people think it's impossible, but it's not true. I've had my clients have experienced a significant amount of growth, and I don't mean just length and thin hair, just they have experienced a significant amount of growth. But in experiencing this growth, there's certain things that you have to do in order to have a good experience with the sew-in. And the first thing that you have to be sure and mindful about is that it's not too tight. Tension is one of the biggest problems with sew-ins and closures, especially with those elastic bands that people add onto the closures to keep the closure closer to the hairline or whatever. But that causes a lot of tension and it causes traction alopecia. Also takedowns. Your takedowns have to be very careful and you have to be meticulous with the takedown. You cannot just be rough with your hair. You have to be very, very careful because your hair is going to shed naturally, like with any other extension service that you get. Your hair is going to shed naturally. So you have to be mindful of those hairs when you take your hair. Those hairs that shed during that time, they get tangled up in your hair and it just aids in the process of you ripping your hair out if you're not doing it careful. Another thing that people do with sew-ins is they get them too often and wear them too long. And when I mean, like when you're getting sew-ins back to back to back to back to back to back to back, you cannot expect damage not to occur. Now me, I wear them back to back, but I come across some women who have worn sew-ins for 25 years straight without wearing their real hair or not just switching it up. You have to switch it up. You cannot wear anything consistently like that and expect to not experience damage. It's just not possible. You have to switch your style up. You're gonna wear frontal, wear it for a while, take it off. You're gonna wear a sew-in, wear it for a while, take it off. Braids, wear it, take it off. You have to switch up the style. The damage that's caused by sew-ins is a lot of times it is blamed upon the stylist. You know, I see a lot of things saying, "Oh, these stylists are not educated." And as a hairstylist, if somebody comes to you, the same with a makeup artist. If it's like with a makeup artist, somebody comes to you and they have significant acne and they want to look beautiful for their wedding or their daughter's graduation, you're going to help them cover it up if you know how. You're not going to say, you need to go see a dermatologist. And now I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that's just the way it is. So even if you come to a hairstylist and you have areas of concern, areas of recession, thinning or whatever, a hairstylist, a beauty professional is going to try to help you cover it up. They don't necessarily ask like, how many times have you gotten this? You know, in which I do ask. I have no problem with asking those types of questions and offering alternatives. So education on the stylist part and the client's part can help a lot. The stylist sometimes has to say no to a client, and the client has to learn to say, this style is detrimental to my hair and I have to stop wearing it. A lot of the times I notice that people don't know the difference. You know, I had a client who didn't know that her hairline receded until she saw an old picture of her hair before she started wearing all these styles, and that's why she came to me to see if she could possibly get her edges restored. But so from me, because I do hair restoration, I do take before pictures and to see if there is any type of change or difference in the hair. I also hear, because I do hair restoration, I have a service that measures the damage and measures if the density has changed or if your hair is damaged. I know it's amazing, but I do offer that service here. They also have to be mindful of the care. If you go online, if you go on YouTube, you might see, oh, she uses a honey mask on her hair and her hair is just girl. Everybody's hair regimen is not the same for everybody. You have to find the regimen that works best for you and stick with it. That's the thing. If you find something that's working with your hair and your hair is growing and it's moisturized, stick with it. You don't have to switch it up because Molly Sue found something different. If it's working for you, I'm not saying it's not fine to try different hair products. I'm saying if it's something that's working, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's what I'm saying. So it's a two-way street. You have to start taking care of your hair. And while the extensions are in, it is not a break from your hair. It's a break from too much heat and styling. I say it all the time. It's a break from too much heat and styling. But in this time, you can nurture your hair. And what a lot of people don't know is that when you have a sew-in, this is the opportune time to moisturize your hair. And I would recommend you moisturizing it either 3 times a week or every other day. And if you keep those braids moist and pliable, when it's time for the takedown, your takedown will be easier and you will lose less hair. You will experience less shedding. It's just the way it is. You have to take care of your hair. We have to start getting back to, I understand, I am an avid believer in being able to switch the styles up. I don't believe that one hairstyle is worse than the other, or I don't believe that. I think that you have the right to change your look as often as you like. It's your life or your head. But we have to do it with our hair in mind. Just, you know, I meet a lot of young clients who are just like, they don't really care as long as they get extensions to cover it. But it's going to come to a point in your life. You don't care right now, but in a few years, you're going to have an event or you're going to have something that you want to do, and you're going to want your hair to be in a good condition. And the main thing I realized that people get to, they don't care about their hair, but then they want to get to the point where they want to throw it up in a ponytail. And a lot of people cannot do that. A lot of people cannot put their hair in a ponytail because they experience different forms of alopecia. And let's just be clear, traction alopecia is not the only form of alopecia. Sometimes people see traction alopecia and they automatically assume that, alopecia in general, and they automatically assume that it's traction. Traction is not the only form of alopecia. It is not the only form of alopecia. There are several types of alopecia. And a lot of times that you have alopecia, it is related to deficiencies in your diet, autoimmune disease. There's several different factors that come into play with alopecia. And I know a lot of people don't know that, but automatically it's the connotation that alopecia means traction alopecia. That means you've been wearing tight weaves and braids. It could be different types of alopecia that you can have. And alopecia just means hair loss in general. It's not like what people think it is. But some people experience alopecia because of just not taking care of ourselves in general. You really cannot do what you want to do. I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, the way you live your life eventually is going to affect you or somebody else. So just in general, let's just be better. Let's just be sweet on ourselves and be better in general. Take care of yourself inside and out. And when you do that, you'll see a change in everything in your life. So like I'm saying, weaves are getting a bad rap, but it's really mutual with weave, hair care, weave abuse. I like to call it weave abuse. Style abuse is weave abuse. If you have a weave for 30 years and you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem. And you start making contingency plans. If you start like, I'm going to wear, you're wearing this weave, and you're wearing this weave, and you start thinking like, if I want to take this weave out, I can't wear XYZ style. Try to get your hair in a condition where you can wear that style. And the thing about hair loss treatments, it takes a long time. It takes a while. It's not an overnight remedy for hair loss. It takes a while to start. So think about how long it's going to take to do that, and think about how much more damage do you want to create until you start trying to restore your hair, if it's possible. So again, like I'm saying, just love on ourselves inside and out. Love on your hair. Just in general, you have to start getting into it. Everybody wants to be cute, and I get it. Everybody wants to look attractive. Everybody wants to look nice. But in looking nice, think about looking nice now and later. Just something to chew on. My name is Maisha. I'm the owner of Plentiful Hair Studio. If you have any questions for me, even if you just in question in general, if you want to know anything, just please visit my website at www.plentifulhairstudio.com. If you have any questions, you can go to the Contact Us tab, email me, text me. I don't mind. I wanna help people. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching my video. Bye.